The next piece we will be putting on are the floats. So this piece just sits in here. So here is the old piece that we are replacing with our new piece that we got in the kit. And so the way to put this on is you just stick it up through here and it just slides on. And it's gonna go into this hole. Just like that. Then you're gonna get that little pin piece that you took out and put it in the hole right there. Alright, so once you get your floats in, you are going to want to measure it, but the way to measure it is there's a little needle and this tab, and what you want is the tab to just be on top of it but not necessarily depressing it. And so you're just going to hold it while measuring it, and on our specific one we want it at 17.5 millimeters. So what we're going to do is just hold it and then measure it, and it's at 17.5 millimeters. Next piece to go on the bottom is the bowl, and before we do that we're going to put the float drain screw in the bowl piece. That's just going on this piece. You're just going to hand tighten that down. And there's also a O-ring that goes in, and there is a specific way to put the O-ring in. As you can see, there's more of a angle slant right there. And so we're going to use our new O-ring that we got and put it in. We're going to put it on here. And so I'm just going to remove these screws. And so the best way to put this on is to tip the carburetor upside down. You should hear that noise. And now it's seated and it's even throughout the whole thing. So now you can tip it like that. And we are putting these Allen head screws on because they're a lot better than the ones we're on before. And so now you have the bottom part of the carburetor reassembled. So we will be putting in the rest of the air cutoff valve part, just this section here. And the first part you're going to put in is the diaphragm. And these are all the pieces that we need for this section. And a little O-ring. So you're just going to put that in there. And I guess the trickiest part with this is the spring. And you are going to get the little O-ring and put it into this hole. And put the spring in top of there. And get your screws. Put them in. Then you can get your little elbow pieces and put them into these. And for this specific one, we had our gray one up top, then our black one on the bottom. So I gotta take these back out. You're going to want to continue to maintain pressure on it so the spring doesn't pop out. And it goes on like that. And that is assembled. Alright, so now we're going to put in the diaphragm. And so you're going to get this piece and then put your needle in it. And this is the new needle. And put it inside the bigger hole. And this piece is offset, so there's only like one correct way to put it in. But if you want to reference, the dimples do go out this big hole. They're just gonna slide it in. And make sure that needle goes into this little hole, just like that. And then you can seat that around the top. Next piece is this retainer piece, and you're going to want to make sure that one of these legs doesn't cover that little hole right there. And there's like a little thing that'll keep it from doing that inside. So, and then you're gonna get your spring and just put that over the top. Just like that. Then you're gonna get your cap and put the spring inside or outside of that. Then put it on top. Then get your 4 screws. Then you have it reassembled. So now to get the carburetor in, you're going to put the smaller end towards the smaller end and then the big end towards the back, and have this side over there. So all you're going to do is just pivot it in. So the front end's in, then you're just gonna work the back end over this lip. You're just gonna work it around. Alright, so now that's on. And then on both sides there's a little tab about right here. That piece goes into that little opening right there. So I've gone around the other side, and as you can see, like right there, right here, the air intake rubber piece that goes around isn't fully seated to this little tab piece right here. And so all you're going to do is just, like before, push it on. And so now it's on. So back on the other side, you can see that this is in contact with the other side, and in the front there's like a little open and tab piece, and you can see the tab piece is inside the open piece. And so now it is all together and won't leak. Alright, so to securely fasten the carburetor in, there's two clamps, just one behind the bottom carburetor, and there's one up top in front of the carburetor. So I'm going to just tighten this one, and then the front one. Next step is to hook up the vacuum line. So all we did was just feed it through here. And so I'm going to get one end and put it over this and just push it on. So now we're going to do the throttle cables, and if you still have the screw in, all you're going to do is just need to take it out. And so this bottom one is going to go right here, and you're going to put it in and move the front of the cable like that, and it's going to wrap around. And you're going to take the top one and same thing. That'll go like that. Then get your screw. It's gonna go on in there. Alright, so now you hooked up the carburetor back into the motorcycle, and so the next and final step would be to put the gas tank back on and the seat.